Okay, so today I am going to change over these skanky UK style plates and replace them with some JDM spec size plates. Now this is going to solve two issues. One, I don't like the way that the plate is here. Two, this is all knackered anyway, so this needs to come off. Makes it look a little bit shitty. Also, while I'm at it, I am going to be removing the baby teeth or the toe tie down hooks from the front and from the rear. And the back number plate is still in good nick, but I'm going to be replacing that anyway because I've got another JDM style one for there. Now, what I did was I bought this bracket, which I thought would be going into the bolt hole where the baby teeth are, something like that, and then have sort of a sideways offset look to it. Have sort of a sideways offset sort of look like that, but this bracket is definitely not going to bolt into there and be in any way, shape or form readable. So I'm going to have to make an adjustment to that. Now luckily it just so happens that I had this bracket off of something or other laying around in my shed, so I'm going to use this to extend this slightly so that it will then fit in the bolt hole up underneath there, and I think that's going to work. So first thing is to work out how to get these baby teeth off and get to the bolts underneath there. Right, okay, so what I did was I took the wheel off and then the inner arch liner here, and that actually gives you quite good access to the bolts of the baby teeth there. Side looks like I might be able to get to all the bolts on this side without having to take the front bumper off. Check out the state of it under here. Mate, he's been off-roading, hasn't he? So I'm going to do some clean-up behind here as well. Try and get this into a bit of a better state. But anyway, so I'm going to unbolt these and see what's what. Right, that's one baby tooth out. And I tell you what, they are quite heavy. Heavier than that entire number plate bracket anyway. Yeah, so basically there were only 3 bolts holding it in, luckily, and I managed to just pull this back enough, undo the mudguard. Ice cream man. Anyway, yeah, so undone those, got the baby tooth out, so now I'm going to have to work out a way. Sorry for the noise. Work out a way to get the new number plate bracket bolted up into there. Right, so as usual, things aren't as easy as they first seem. What I've had to do is actually get a second one of these plates. Luckily I've got 2 of them, and bolt that to the first one, so that brings me out a little bit closer here, which the bracket can then go on like that. Except now it's angled down a little bit too much. So what I'm going to have to do is take this bracket off, bend it up, something like that. Okay, so I've just bent that bracket up a little angle and we're getting somewhere now. That is looking pretty good now, and it's adjustable. So let me just put the plate on there, we'll see kind of how it's going to look. I can have it like that, bring it out a little bit if I want, have it tucked in. I think I'm going to keep it tucked in. So now I've got to try and mark the 2 holes here to fit on the back there. I know roughly where I want it to go, so I've managed to draw 1 dot there where this one's going to go. But obviously I can't get a pencil behind there, so I'm going to have to take this off again, try and get it lined up on their call, and then drill the holes to fit this. Right, now I know I could double-sided tape this, but seeing as it's on the front and it's going to be subjected to quite a lot of wind, then I'll feel a lot safer if it's bolted. So I've managed to find these bolts in my shed with some washers. I'll paint these white so that they blend in with the front of the plate. Now I've just got to drill 2 holes ready for that to be bolted in, but I really don't want to mess this up because then I'll have to buy a new number plate, so I'm going to take it real careful. And there we go, all done. Fairly secure, that's pretty good. I can adjust it slightly if I want to. Very happy with that. Now, one of the most satisfying things to do with any new shiny is to peel this shit off. Oh, look at that. Lovely jubbly. Now, I just need to get this old crusty thing off. Yeah, really liking the look of that. All I've got to do now for the front end, do something about these nasty old holes and this scratching where the plinth was. Some of this might cut out. I'll give that a go in a minute. I'm going to have to fill these and do some spray ups or some touch up job there. So next thing I'm going to do is remove this other baby tooth here and then go around to the back to do the back number plate. Right, we'll spin this log, but the baby teeth are out. Nasty rusty old bastards. Heavy old bastards as well. So now, front grille area, if you can see because of the sun, it's a lot cleaner. a lot better. Very happy with that. Now I've got to put everything back together. Probably going to give the wheel wells clean up because that is muddy and rusty as anything under there. So I'm going to give these a wash out and a clean, put all the mud guards back in, and then move around to the back. Right, so I've done my best, cleaned out the inside of the wheel arches, put all the splash guards back. These suspension springs look almost new compared to how they looked before I started this. There's still some gunk on them, but at least they're black now instead of crusty mud. Can see there's still quite a bit of flaking and rust and stuff, but I think most of it's savable. These are all replaceable suspension parts anyway. Obviously the main concern is the bodywork and the frame and stopping that from rusting too much more. All this area here I think is going to need some attention at some point. What else have I done? I've cleaned the brakes. You wouldn't believe the amount of crap I got off of the brake discs. It's unbelievable, so hopefully they're going to be stopping a little bit better now. I'm going to stick the wheel back on, get it back down on the ground, and address some of these suspension components and stuff at another date. Right, so coming around to the back now, I did originally want to take off these little tow hooks or transit hooks, but I can't work out how to. There's no bolts for it. I assume it's welded on. So I'm going to abandon that for today and get back to the number plate. Now I think this is just double-sided sticky taped on, so I'm going to try the old dental floss trick. Okay, so I've got the back as clean as it needs to be really. I'm probably going to get a bit more of this residue off, and then I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back of this number plate, line it up, smack it on.